First day, just from a recap standpoint, let me just say how great it is to be out here on the grass. From December, I believe it was December 15th or 14th, the day that we started this journey to where we got to on March 15th. It's been a couple months, but it's been great to be on the field. You know, we've talked to players, we've met with them, we've come out here and we've done agility drills, but it's great to be out here and actually have a football and find out if a receiver can catch, if a quarterback can throw, what we're going to do. I mean, we've got an awful lot that we got to get done this spring. And I will tell you, from day one, we're a long way away, but I expected us to be with all those, with 31 seniors leaving and so much inexperience on the field. You've got everybody's learning, not only not having experience or playing time, but you've got an awful lot of guys that are learning an offense or a defense for the very first time. So there's a lot of wheels that are spinning. You guys coming out here and they're thinking and they're robotical, and it's certainly a long way from smooth right now. But I love the effort, I love the attitude, I love the way they're working, and I'm really excited to get through the next 14 days now that we got today done to see if we can get some of these goals accomplished that we need to get accomplished this spring. You know, it's hard because you're looking at, I see as a coach, I see the bad balls, I see the missed routes, I see the busted routes, I see the missed opportunities, I see the things that we got to improve on. I bet we threw 25 balls out of bounds today. You know, I mean, as I told them, I mean, completed out of bounds doesn't help you, but was really impressed from a receiver standpoint. Was really impressed with Banks and Paul Turner, the way they caught the ball, being out here for the first day. Like what they did, like what Hunter Lee did. Like Greenwald. I mean, some of those guys made some really good plays today out there in Pascal. Hard to evaluate the O or D lineman without pads on. You know, you're out here in your underwear. It's hard to make really an evaluation for those guys that are playing up front. I think the quarterbacks, there's a couple of them that have, you know, nice arms that are throwing the ball well, but right now they're still just spinning a little bit. But I think the overall thing that I pulled out of today was just the effort. You know, I mean, as a real positive. I think there's a lot of energy. These guys want to be good. They've got a lot of guys that haven't played that are very eager, you know, to please, and to B, to prove, you know, to please the coaches, and also to prove that they deserve to have the opportunity to be a starter. I mean, you know, it's like people talk about who's going to be the quarterback. And, I mean, 2 hours ago, I watched the first ball be thrown. You know, I mean, it's hard to evaluate who's going to be a quarterback when you hadn't even seen a guy throw a ball or catch a ball. This is truly day one from a football standpoint. I mean, this is the first day of practice, and one of the goals that we have is just to teach the offense and the defense. Is one of the goals that we have for this spring is for these guys to learn what we're supposed to do, because if you don't know what you do, and it doesn't really matter how much talent you have. So we are truly, even though we've been here 3 months, this is truly the beginning stages of what we're trying to put together right now. This is the sanctuary. This is where you get to get away from everything in the office, and to be out here on the field with these players. This is what I love to do. I love having this opportunity to be on the field, and this is where you get better. But to be around the young players and to be out here on the field with them, and especially on a day like this when it's 78 degrees and sunny and there's not a cloud in the sky, this is gorgeous. If we could duplicate this day for 15 days, it'll be the best 15 days of my job so far.
Or 365.
Or 365,
yeah,
exactly.
Right, not down here.
Just accuracy and decision making, I mean, is really what you're looking at. What we've got to do is find out what we need to do. I mean, do we need to teach the offense, defense? Do we need to teach them how to read? Do we need to teach their mechanics and how to throw? Do we need to be messing with their footwork? I mean, we're trying to evaluate right now really what are the things that we need to work on the most. But I think the biggest thing you're looking for right now in a quarterback that's going to run a spread offensive system, you're looking for a guy that's going to throw the ball accurately, and a guy that can read defenses, can throw the ball away from a defender that isn't going to throw interceptions. And that's one of the things that I think they did so well here last year, going 10 games without an interception. I think speaks volumes for a fifth-year senior, you know, who's got some experience under his belt. And that's some of the things that we're looking for. Not from what I understand. I understand both Kenneth and with seats, it's knees. I don't think it's anything serious from what I understand in the on the field evaluation, but I mean, we'll find out if it swells and get a better reading on them a little bit when we get them off the field. So right now, from what I'm being told, it's not anything too serious, which is, knock on wood, thankful, because They both worked hard, both Kenneth and Seats. Well, I mean, the thing, bringing a couple linebackers in here and being able to sign a guy like Nick Thomason and Mitch Villamez definitely helps a little bit with the depth. And then what we're doing as a defense, I think Kim Dameron has really done a nice job with Ronnie Bradford in trying to kind of put the whole thing together with the pieces of the puzzle that we have right now. And so I'm excited to go through spring, but I'll even be more excited when we can get a full team together and we get a couple more guys that can come in at the receiver position, the defensive back position. We got a number of guys still to come in to add something to this team. But overall, I like Schrang. I like his attitude. I like his effort. I like the way he's working. But again, day one and putting everything together and being able to evaluate a linebacker without pads, I mean, it's always
tough.
I'm trying to be careful because every time I evaluated a guy in shorts, the first day we put on pads, it was a guy I didn't like that I liked the most. So, and we're going to wear pads in the fall. I hope so. It's hard because, right now you're working on everything individually. Right now we're working on our pass defense, putting in new coverages, them learning terminology. As I said, everybody's robotical right now, thinking for the first day out here on the field. But you can't evaluate your pass defense until you put a pass rush with it. And so there's some variables there that makes it really hard to put it all together right now. I think we're a long way away from evaluating the big picture. Right now we're still in we're starting in the individual pieces, which will be today and tomorrow in shorts. Then we'll get a little bit more into the group work when we start to put on the pads, evaluating the O-line as a whole, et cetera. And then we'll be able to evaluate the offense and defense a little bit more when we get into some of the scrimmages. The opportunity to meet with every player on this team individually for about 15 or 20 minutes, which was very beneficial for me to get to have the opportunity to put faces and names and together and get to know them as people. But I've really been impressed with their work ethic and the attitude that they have coming out here on the field. They've worked extremely hard, and we've put them through a very taxing winter. And I've really been impressed with the way they've worked. But that's the thing that stood out with me more than anything else, is their attitude and their effort. I bet you I'm 85% right now, because the hard part was you learn faces and names, and then they put them stinking helmets on. It's like, 94, come here. Oh, Shaq, it's you. Okay, hey. So, so that's part of it right now. Now I got to learn the numbers to go along with the faces and the names.